Look, in 2026, you're going to notice the biggest shift within the industry so far. And I'm not talking the algorithm or the hacks or even a new platform. I'm talking the coaches who are, let's say, winging it, who are amateurs, who are posting and hoping versus the coaches who are building a real business. They're thinking about the future, they're building systems, and they're operating at a higher standard where we can call them professionals within the business. And there's a big difference between these two. And if you are not on the right side of this gap, as the gap widens over the next few months into this year, you are going to get left behind. And I'm not talking out my arse here. I'm not talking somebody that's not been there or done that. I've been in the industry 15 years. I had a gym for a decade, and I coached people online for 5 years to hit 10K per month. I absolutely blasted my balls off to get to 10K, thinking that was the magic number. But I realized I had no systems and nothing in place, and it was burning me out constantly. And that's when I scaled everything back, redesigned everything, and now I help coaches to do the exact same thing. And I take coaches that are great coaches that are just earning 2 to 3K per month and help them to hit the 10K with the right systems and the right strategies in place that they're growing their business with scale and having fun, as opposed to burning out and feeling like they're just behind their laptop every single day. And in this video, I'm going to break down to help you understand how you can also put this strategy in place so that you're not spunking your stuff out there and hoping it sticks like most coaches do. So here's what most people get wrong. And it's down to the advice that they're given daily, or they see, or that they're working with, specifically with a mentor. And it's niching down. Now, yes, niching down is important, but if you niche down too much on the specific person as opposed to the outcome, then you'll find yourself actually taking away so many people that you could be working with and that would be a good fit for you and your program. So try not to niche down too much and so specifically to the person, but actually niche down to the outcome instead. And I say this because you want to earn money, right? You're in business to earn money. You also want to serve more people. And if your mission is to serve more people, then you want to be available for more people. Otherwise, you'll literally just strangle your growth as such, and you won't be able to scale your business because you've focused too much on one specific person that is left-handed, wipes their ass with the right hand, and you get the picture. But here's the problem: when you make content specifically for that person only, then you're not really helping anybody else at all. And let me explain what I mean by that, because I don't mean change direction in your marketing. I don't mean do stupid dances or anything like that. But what I mean is, and it's something I call the goodwill bank, where we're helping other people in and around the niche as well. And that is what your content can do. Because here's what happens, right? You'll get some people that will eventually be attracted to you and then be part of your, let's say, best niche person. And then you'll also have the other guys who are the lurkers, the ones who are watching your stuff and actually feeding the algorithm so that you can do better. Because if you are too niche and you are only speaking to one person specifically, the rest of the people, well, they'll just switch off and never look at you. And I had this in a situation a couple of months back where somebody walked up to me in Tesco's and said that, "Hey, Dean, I really like your stuff. I love watching it." And he actually specifically pointed out a video that was a very old video, and it made me realize that shit, people do watch your stuff and they do listen. And he was referring to that simply because it's something that I once said that stuck in his head. And from that moment, this just proves that everything you post, even if they are not going to buy off you, is worth posting. And by opening your ability to broaden yourself out to help more people in and around your niche as opposed to just your niche, these people will carry you along. These will be the people that are watching you for longer. They will be the ones that are commenting. They'll be the ones that are probably watching your videos right to the end. So if you are ignoring these people, then you're not playing the algorithm game and you're not going to get that backlash of goodwill from these people that are going to then refer you on. I had this in a situation quite some time back in the gym as well with a specific guy who's a big guy, rugby guy. He was actually a farmer, I think, as well. No one spoke to him and he didn't speak to anyone else. And from that vibe, I noticed the rest of the coaches didn't speak to him. But I always made that point of talking to him just because I know he won't buy from me and he's not my ideal client, but actually he is somebody that could potentially refer people on to me. And if I'm good to other people, then that thing returns eventually. And what happened there is he used to ask quick question here, quick tip here, and this, that, and the other. And I used to help him. I even helped him lose a stone and a half by just telling him things to do. And every week he'd come up to me saying, Dean, this is what I've done this week and this is what's happened. Great. He was never going to buy from me. And that's completely fine. But guess what happened after that? He referred in a row 3 people the month after. And that's simply because he's looked at me as approachable, knowledgeable, and always helping and available. And this again is the same thing when you're looking at building content, but this is in a real life version. Because I was the person that helped him, I'm now at the front of his mind when he then thinks, or somebody asks him who he can refer on that knows a good coach. He thinks Dean's a good coach, although he's never been coached by me specifically. It's simply because I'm the person that stuck in his mind, and he then referred 3 people on. It actually went on to be more people later on down the line. But this specific month, I remember 3 people came back to back, all came from him. And I just laughed and thought, what a great guy. And look, online is exactly the same. You want to play the game, help more people, but you still want to specifically talk to the outcome of person that you're niching down to, but actually help as many people as you can because it will pay off eventually. So let's look at this, right? This is a simple pyramid, and we're looking at the top here. You've got the buyers. So these are the guys that are, they're going to buy off you fast. They know what they want. They've found you, they've watched you for a while, they've decided now is the right time to buy it, so they buy off you. But then you've got at the bottom here, and specifically at the bottom, holding the pyramid up, these are your watchers, lurkers, people who love you but won't pay you. Exactly the same as this guy that I'm talking about. And if you have more of these types of people, they are going to help you move forward faster simply because they're watching your videos longer, which tells social media and the algorithm that you are being watched to the end. It will show your videos to more people. They are commenting on your stuff. They are referring people towards you. And that's all because you are also available for them as well as the guys who are going to buy from you. If the percentage of buyers is really small versus the percentage of non-buyers, then your content will funnel down to that person, your reach will get smaller, and the ability of more people seeing you will shrink. So we need to think about how do we get to build our platform even bigger at the bottom. So here's the best way to look at this. People need time with you, not the perfect post or a viral reel, but they need more time with you. So you need to get them into a place where they can spend longer with you. First of all, posting more on short form. But secondly, going for the long form so people can really start to understand how you think, you can shift their beliefs, and they then think, this is exactly what I need. And long form is one of the best ways to do this because, look, you can't fake it for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, or an hour. They will know who you are, and they will then either like you or not like you, and it will help that process a lot more simplified. And look, if you want help with your content and you're stuck, you're thinking what to do next, then click on the link in the description and go to see my content strength system. It's completely free. It will take you to my school site, and you can work through every single aspect of ideating your content to creating it, editing it, posting it. And there's tons of frameworks and free resources in there. So go and click on the description below and get yourself in so you can start really pushing your content. But let's look at this then. So we've got the long form versus short form. Now, short form content is all about getting the reps in, getting the feedback, and actually the goodwill of what you're doing for people, the same as the pyramid. We're going to be working on hooks, pacing, confidence, clarity, and what your audience actually responds to. These are vital in your business building steps, because if you do not know the answer to these, then you can't continue the process and you can't give the good stuff to your audience. Short form gives you volume feedback because there is lots of it. If you keep pumping it out, you're going to keep getting the feedback as fast as possible so you can then alter the next things. So you post 5 to 7 times a week and you learn fast. This is why short form is so powerful. And for the coaches who say I post 2 to 3 times a week and you're not getting leads, let's think about this. You've then got the long form side. So within long form, it's about the trust, it's the depth, and it's building the trust to then be able to get the money. And this is the step we need to take, right? On YouTube or a podcast is the best place for it. And we're working on the belief, the authority, conversion at higher prices because they've spent longer with you. And then I've watched you for weeks type of buyer. I get this all the time, and it reminds me every single time where they say, I watched you 4 weeks ago do this, and then they've seen this, then they've seen that. You look back on the system and find they've been watching you for years and they've just recently been spiked by your stuff. And this again is a reminder that if you keep pumping out the content, you will get closer and closer to people that are going to eventually buy from you. But here's the thing, right? Most coaches try and jump to YouTube too early and they wonder why it's too hard. Well, if you don't master your short form side and you don't understand your market, understand what they need, where they need to go, how to take the next steps, then it's going to be really hard when you jump onto YouTube. So you need to put the reps in, you need to do the thing. It's hard because you haven't built the reps in yet. Short form makes your content sharp, and long form makes your business lethal because it really expands that way that you can build trust and get in front of the right people so that they're actually going to buy off you. So if you look at it like this, right? 40-year-old dads in Nottingham who want to deadlift and lose belly fat. Now, there are a lot of people that would specify to this niche or similar to this. I've tried to make it a little bit of a funny one, but they're doing this and they're just panicking. They're talking to somebody that they think that might want the information or the support when actually this isn't really a specific outcome focused driver. And this is what we need to think about. If you can plug this onto many other people, the thing that you're focusing on as the outcome, then you'll be able to help more people. You then need to focus on the outcome rather than specifically the person. Because if you're literally trying to find a left-handed transgender person that's got one eye and walks backwards, then you're going to fucking struggle. Unless you can find me one of those, it'll be quite funny. But what we need to look at is how you actually focus on the outcome instead of just the person. But then we niche down by labeling the person so that you can then duplicate the outcome to many other people. So look, to switch this round, we could be helping 40-year-old dads to get in the best shape of their life whilst juggling children, not physically. But if you think about it like that, it's a similar or near enough the same focus, but we've broadened that gap a little bit. And now we're able to talk to more people and collect more data and be more specific on the stuff that we actually help them with and the results we get them. So look, this is how we build this flow because viral views don't make you rich, right? It's about capturing attention that is keeping people on your profile and then taking them through the journey. And that is the key factor here. For people who are looking for that 100K views, they haven't got an email list. They've got no lead magnet. They've got no nurture system, and they've got no actual system. So if you are focusing all your energy on these views and you're really trying to get in front of more and more people, are you actually making the money? Because this is the problem that most people have. And that's where the growth engine comes in, because across here, we've got the content that gets the attention, that earns the attention first. We've got the lead magnet that captures the details. We've then got nurture that converts it. And then we've got an offer that is clear. And this is why a flywheel is so effective, because it continues the process going round until they're ready to buy from you. But the steps are clear, it's obvious, and you can help them get to the next steps in a really smooth process without having to force people along. You're constantly talking to your market and then you're guiding them through the next steps. So look, if you're a coach and you feel like you're winging it and you're running amateur when you could go pro, then DM me on Instagram, the number 69, and I'll send over the information for you to see the full breakdown of what we do inside the shift and how I can help you systemize everything and get to the magic 10K months without feeling like you're working every single day. And, typically we're looking at working 5 hours a day. And I say this with a lot of confidence simply because it's what I've done, it's what I've helped so many other people do, but it's all that you need to do. You don't need to spend hours and hours on your laptop every single day to do this. So let me break this down here. We've got the 2026 plan. If I was to give you something now to walk away with, it would be short form content 5 to 7 times a week. You want to train the skill, get better at doing that thing. You want to test ideas, understand what your market actually wants, what they engage with, what they react to. Then you want to build the goodwill. We want to continue that bank and we want to continue feeding it and, get into a process and a structure of how you do this throughout your week. Because the coaches that are posting a ton and then off and then on, then off, you're never going to build that trust with your market. You've then got the long form. We want one piece of long form per week. Now, again, we need to build trust. We need to build depth and then turn people into buyers eventually. At the start, long form content will feel clunky, it will feel hard, it will feel unauthentic or unnatural. There's lots of different things that you may feel. But how did you get good at doing deadlifts in the gym or getting in shape or whatever it is? You were in the gym, you were doing your thing, right? You were testing it and you were figuring out the way to do it. And that's exactly what you need to do with this. So we need to capture attention every single week. That needs to be the focus. And then the process is a lead magnet to an email nurture into your community and then into your offer. And if you want to learn exactly how to do this exact process, again, go to my Instagram, DM me the number 69 and I'll send the full breakdown so you can understand exactly what it is. And right now I've opened it for 2026 to now be access for me and my program for lifetime. So if you are to join my program, you will now get access to everything that comes going forward. So every single bit of new content, it goes in there, you will get it. Every new training, every new piece of software or framework, it's yours. It's never ending. And I've done this simply because I want people to finally understand what they do, build the system with me, but then continue to build going into the future as well. So look, I hope you got a lot of value from that. I enjoyed it. And this stuff you can't do the simple stuff enough. And this is something that I will really push you as much as I can to do. Do the basics really fucking well. And then you can start advancing things eventually. But look, let's turn your business from amateur to pro. And if you want me to help you, drop into the description, jump onto the content strength system, or DM me 69 on Instagram, and I'll see you on the next video.